Hello everyone, welcome to another episode on my YouTube channel, and today what I want to talk to you about is the January blues, or sometimes referred to as the post-holiday blues. And I don't know about you, but this year especially I've been noticing that even after the holidays and stepping into the hope of 2021 and the COVID vaccine, starting to be handed out, we're still feeling a little blue or a little down. Now, this video isn't about depression, so I just want to make that known. Clinical depression is another topic that I'm happy to cover in a later video. Today, really, this is just about, it's after the holidays, we've stepped into a new year, and maybe we're still feeling down. And I myself at times have experienced the January blues also, so we're not immune to this. It happens. So I just want to kind of go over what those are and what to do about it, and kind of help pull you through this whole month of January. Now, for me personally, I love hot weather. I love being out on the beach. I love being outside. And a lot of times in January, even living in Florida, it's a little cooler. And so even I notice that we're not able to do some of the things that maybe we love. And when we're cold, what do? We kind of wrap up. And I feel like we do that as a metaphor too. In January, the holidays are over and we're kind of exhausted because we've been running, trying to do all these really too many things to cover the holidays, that we're exhausted, and maybe we haven't been sleeping well, or maybe we overate a little bit, or drank too much, or we didn't get to see family that we wanted to, and so we're just experiencing this kind of sadness or fatigue or low energy. And the other thing I want to say is sometimes we're experiencing grief, and especially this year, I've noticed, because our plans for the holidays have changed. Maybe we didn't get to see family that we normally would get to see. I also know there were some deaths, physical deaths in the month of December, and so we're grieving the loss of a loved one or someone that we've cared about. And with the holidays being over and us stepping into a new year, now it's time to process the feelings that we may be feeling and to understand them. And so one of the things that I just want you guys to focus on and to acknowledge all of your emotions, as I've said in many of these videos. When we start to stuff or push down or bury, we're holding on. And we're holding on to these emotions that at times can hurt us, instead of looking at, how do I process this? How do I acknowledge it? How do I validate? It's okay to feel all the feelings. Our feelings are our feelings, and all of our feelings are valid, but it's what we do with them that makes the difference. And I was telling someone the other day that when we get into this, I'm feeling sad, or I'm experiencing these January blues, but I shouldn't be feeling this way. I have a lot of things to be grateful for. I have a lot of blessings, or my issues aren't as bad as ... whatever that might be. And I hear this a lot, not just regarding the January blues, but just in general, where we're really upset about something and we go into the comparison. Well, this isn't happening to someone over here. What's going on with them is worse. And what I want to say to that is, don't minimize or compare your struggle to anyone else. Your struggle is yours. The thing that we want to do is we want to acknowledge the struggle. When we get into comparison, we do minimize our struggle, or we make ourselves seem like we're less than or better than, and we don't want that either, because when we start to do the comparison thing, or we start to minimize our own struggle, we actually feel worse. And we don't, it doesn't help. So instead, acknowledge, I'm in struggle, and I know other people are too. And remember, Brene Brown says, empathy isn't feeling for someone, it's feeling with them. And so to be able to acknowledge the struggle is, one, to admit that you're a human being, And two, you don't minimize or stuff what you're going through. And once we are able to acknowledge, we're able to process, and then we're able to plan or prepare for how to work through these feelings when we're feeling blue or we're feeling down. And the other thing that I'll say is when we're feeling down, I've said this in other videos, one of the things besides acknowledging our grief or our blues, we also want to kind of say, just to be able to walk through that for a little while. And then here's how we can kind of look at how to kind of step outside of it and start to look at how can I move forward. So we acknowledge the feelings, and then some things that we can do is, at the end of the night, especially when we're having in the month of January, when we're feeling blue, we look at what was I able to do today instead of what did I do today or what were the things that I was supposed to do today that I didn't get done. So our perspective, if I at the end of the night can look at what was I able to do and I focus on that, I'm gonna feel a little bit better. If I look at all the things I didn't get done, I'm gonna feel worse. It doesn't help. So, a colleague of mine, Dr. Harold Shinitsky, in our podcast, he says how we think about things, any given situation, what's our perspective on it? What are our, how do we talk to ourselves about it? And then what's the behavior that follows? So if I have a situation and I look at it like, if I'm in struggle, but I also think about things through a more positive lens, what was I able to do? My behavior is going to follow that. If I look at things like, oh, I have this huge thing in front of me, I'm not feeling well emotionally, and then I start to beat myself up, oh my God, I didn't get this done. I can't believe I didn't do this. My behavior is going to follow that. And my behavior that follows that is feeling stuck, feeling more sad or more depressed, maybe starting to feel anxious, and a lot of negative self-talk. That doesn't help. So what was I able to do? Another thing to look at is what am I grateful for? And I know that might seem silly, guys, but as I've said in many other videos, when we write down things that we're grateful for, it changes our brain in healthy, positive ways. So even for the month of January, I would encourage you every night, write one thing that you're grateful for that day, and stay focused on that. What's one thing I'm grateful for? What's one thing I was able to accomplish? Another thing to do is to create some rituals that help you feel better. So whether it's a ritual of writing your gratitude, a ritual of exercise, a ritual of connection with friends or family, and again, even if we're just doing it on Zoom, it's still a connection. A ritual of self-care. And I know that might seem silly, or maybe you don't want to hear that word self-care, but self-care, being able to take care of yourself, also helps you take care of other people. So I know as a mom, it's important for me to make sure that I'm refueling and re-energized so I can help my kids, as they transition back to school. Does anyone else kids not want to go back to school this year? I know mine didn't. So I've got to really have that fuel to be able to help motivate them to go back to school. And the other thing I like to do is to create a ritual of trying new things. So anytime we try something new, we feel better. Being able to create or cultivate that sense of aliveness and exploration helps us with those blue feelings, because in our exploration, in that sense of aliveness, we're living life and we do feel better. I can't stress this enough. And personally, guys, being able to try new things in my own life has really helped me at times that I've been in struggle too. So whether it's exploring a new playground with your kids, or going out to dinner with your partner to a new restaurant you've never been to, or making a new meal as a family or as a partner, or on your own exploring, just going for a drive, being out in nature. So those are the things that really help you refuel and re-energize. Nature grounds you, so I would definitely encourage you to get out in nature. Now, if you live somewhere that is super cold and maybe you don't want to go outside, or you can't go explore like a new state park or something, look at what can you do. even in the midst of a pandemic and the cold weather. What can I do that's something new or something different? Playing a new board game. That's something new, that's something different. You know, so just, this is the time to create. What do I want to create? So instead of staying stuck, it's what can I create that's going to help push me through this feeling, these like January blues. And also when we are able to kind of explore, when we're able to acknowledge how we feel, when we're open to creation, we're also able to see things that are right in front of us instead of just staying in that place of longing for something that's way out there or grieving something that we don't have. And this is, I've said in other videos, the importance of being present and in the moment. And I know sometimes that's easier said than done. When I can slow down and be present and focus on what's in front of me, I see all the gifts that are around me. Small ones and big ones. So slow down and see the things that are right in front of you. Also, if you've noticed, lastly, if you've noticed that you were running in January and you're feeling really tired, how can you not only refuel and re-energize your body, but maybe get some rest? Whether it's through new meditation or trying to create a new bedtime ritual and getting some sleep. That's really important too. So, and again, that goes back to how can I care for myself? All right, guys. So again, January blues, post-holiday blues, they're out there and they exist and we all go through them. Acknowledge your emotions of grief or sadness, and then look at what plan can I create for myself that helps me stay present in the moment and see all the little gifts that are right in front of me, creating rituals that help me, acknowledging, trying something new and being creative, and looking at, you know, the blessings or the gratitude or the things that I'm grateful for every day. All right, guys, if you're experiencing the January blues, hang in there and know that you're not alone. The other thing is, if you notice these blues are lasting longer or they are impacting your sleep or how you eat or going to work, please contact a therapist. We're here to help you. So I'll post a link to Psychology Today if you do want to look for a therapist in your area. Thanks for watching my YouTube video. Don't forget to subscribe for my channel for weekly updates all about relationships and mental health. Have a great day.